Hello, welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee, and if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. I live in the thumb of Michigan and like to do videos on canning and vintage recipes and baking and cooking and just life here at this stage of life. I'm semi-retired and trying to be thrifty and thrive. Today I'm here as part of my Thrifty and Thriving Vintage Kitchen Recipes for April. And I'm actually doing a curry recipe, a Japanese curry. I received it from a friend who had an exchange student in her family. I know the two of the sisters, I should say, and they both still make this, and their mom made it. And the exchange student is still part of their family. She lives in the United States, and all these years, she is still their sister, and mom is still mom, which I think that's so cool. So there's a lot of ingredients that I prepped already. I chunked up my meat into bite-sized pieces, and I have oil in this pan, and it says to brown it. I'm following Sherry's directions. So I'm gonna brown that meat. In here, I have diced pepper. All I had was red. I have diced carrots. I have celery. I have onion. I have apple. Yes, 1/2 to 3/4 cup of diced pepper, 1/2 to 3/4 cup of diced onion, 1 cup of chopped carrots, 1 cup of diced celery, and 2 large apples diced. In here, I have the chopped garlic and ginger. I'm using fresh ginger. It says either fresh or powder, or ground ginger. So I had the fresh and the crisper, so I'm using that up. I have 2 cups of beef bouillon. I have the curry. This says 1/3 cup of curry powder. And I was talking to the one sister, and she sent me a picture of what she uses, and it was this. So I'm thinking I'm going to use like 2 things. And this is where it gets unique to me. It has ketchup. It has 1/2 cup of ketchup. It has 1/3 cup of Worcestershire sauce. And it has 1.5 cup of milk and 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of jelly. I'm going to use my candy apple. I was told you can use any jelly. So another one of those recipes that we can use the jelly for. And then you add the milk, and if it's too spicy, you add more milk. Fingers crossed it's not too spicy, and then you serve it over rice. So this is a Japanese curry. You know, there's a great variety of different kinds of curries. There's Indian curry, there's Thai curry, Japanese curry. I know some Chinese restaurants have curry, and I don't know if that's like Japanese curry or what. Our local one, you can add curry to, and I think that's like curry powder they add. It's that same flavor to me. So I'm gonna brown the meat, and I am gonna sprinkle a little salt on it. Didn't say to, but I will do a little salt. And we're going to just brown it. And then once it's browned, we just add everything. It's actually very simple once you do all the prep work. You brown the meat, and then you add in all the veggies and the garlic and ginger. And then you add 2 cups of beef bouillon, and you let it cook till it's all tender. Then you add the rest of the sauce ingredients. So that is pretty easy. So I'll put some rice in my rice cooker. So I'm just trying to get this meat brown. So I will bring you back when I start putting it all together. Have any of you ever had an exchange student? I always thought it was so cool, and I wanted to either be one or have one, and it just didn't work out with my family, but I think it can be a great experience. I also know sometimes things don't go as planned, but I know some people like Sherry and Kathy who had a really great experience. I thought I was recording. I just added in all the vegetables and just giving it a stir. It smells really good already. Just the vegetables and the apple. My daughter made a curry. They had, her friend group had a game night and they had like a curry potluck. So she made a Japanese curry and hers was very similar to this. She had apple in hers too. She didn't add jelly, I don't think. But it was very similar. Okay. I'm going to add in the beef bouillon. Give this a stir and let it cook until it's tender. I have made Indian curries before, and I haven't made Thai. So we're gonna turn the heat up a little and just let this cook till the vegetables are tender. Then we will add the rest of the ingredients. So now would be a good time to get your rice going, however you prefer, or if you want to use instant rice. I'm using jasmine rice, and I'm going to cook it in my microwave rice cooker. You can use the top of the stove. You can use an Instant Pot. You can use an electric rice cooker. Whatever your choice is, I think this is a good time to get the rice ready. Okay, I think everything is pretty tender now. Carrot is. It's hot too. So now we can turn the heat down a little. We can start adding in everything. 1/3 cup of Worcestershire sauce. And I will say I'm surprised it wasn't soy, but both have that umami flavor profile. 1/2 cup of ketchup. 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of jelly. Let's give that a stir so that can start melting. Okay, let's open up the curry. And this is available at my local Myers, I think it was, but I think I ordered it off of Amazon actually. Ooh. So I'm going to, because it's 1 in here, I thought it would be broken up. So I'm going to put 1, then 2, because that should equal the, that should be about 1/3 cup. You can see them here. I'm going to start breaking that up before I add the milk. Ooh, look at the color changing. It's gotten more depth to it now. Curry. Turn the heat up a little so that it dissolves. A Japanese stew. I'm trying to find the curry. I can smell it. I don't want to make sure it's broke up, but I don't see the big clump anymore, either of them. So I'm going to add the milk. And I got to read if I need to refrigerate the rest of that curry. It's been opened. Ooh. There is oil on the top. That's it is not curdled. I just wanted to, I had to take a second look at it, but I can see it's the oil and the curry. That curry does have some oil in it, and it talks about how it comes out. And if you read there, it does say Japanese curry. And I got the mild. It has the curry flavor, but not really heat the way it is right now. I don't want to get it too hot because Jim might not like it then. I'll let it cook a while because sometimes the flavor comes out as it cooks too, you know, the more it simmers. So I'm gonna let this cook for a while and I will bring you back. It does say to refrigerate in an airtight container after opening, so to put that open one in something airtight. Oh, this is just starting to boil and it's looking really pretty. I wish you had smell-o-vision. So we're gonna let this cook, let the rice cook, and I'll bring you back. Here it is ready. It smells really good too. So here it is, ready for our dinner. It's very hot. I don't think you see the steam. Very good. It's like a stew with a different flavor profile entirely. So I'll put the recipe down below. Thank you, Sherry and Kathy, for sharing this with me. I will put this that Sherry sent me down below, and we'll see you next time at Pike Creek Farm.